What's good, Deluxe family? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Noah back with another video for you today. Now first, I need you guys to comment down below. So look, this is my thing. The reason why I bought the green screen was for videos like this. You know what I'm saying? When it's like full screen videos, I feel like putting it right there is like hella small. You know what I'm saying? So I figured me being right here on the green screen and having the full screen as the video is the most ideal thing to do. And that's most likely what I'm going to be doing. You know what I'm saying? But comment it down below. But look, right here, we're watching 15 more times The Simpsons predicted the future. Now, the reason why I'm watching this is because, hey, I high-key want their geniuses to run off on me. You know what I'm saying? I want to tell the future too. I want to be able to do that. Like, if the people of The Simpsons could predict the future, so can we. You know what I'm saying? So let's just try to study their maneuvers and study the way they do this, man. Let's get into it.
I think we should go with a good old-fashioned public health scare.
Yeah. A new disease. No one's immune.
No, we just have to blame it on something that's in every household. House cat flu is coming!
The Simpsons are known for predicting the future on more than several occasions. And as the years pass, you may be wondering if they've hit the bullseye once again. Well, make sure you watch the entire video because, to no surprise, The Simpsons managed to predict the future again. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
No way, man.
Disney buys Fox.
Proud addition to the Disney family and soon appearing on Disney+. I, for one, salute our new corporate overlords.
In terms of entertainment, Disney is king. But that's honestly because they've been buying all sorts of extensions for themselves over the last 10 years.
Do you want to win any of these
items on the screen? If so, be sure to watch the whole video, leave a like, and Homer making a movie script and actually get...
Why would they just put an ad right there? Just to mess up the whole vibe.
And now we're a little over 2 months away from officially owning Fox and all of its properties, which is a huge get, and one that would be shocking if The Simpsons didn't predict in 1998. The episode, When You Dish Upon a Star, has Homer making a movie script and actually getting picked up by Ron Howard and Brian Gazer. As we go to the movie studio, we see that it got backing from 20th Century Fox, but under the logo 20th Century Fox are the words, a division of Walt Disney Co. Yup, they knew that Disney would buy the company 20 years before it happened.
20 years!
Halftime show.
How
in
the shit is
2012, the
this?
show did an episode featuring...
I'm low-key shook. I need to become like these. How you predict that?
Very over-the-top artist Lady Gaga.
Her
She did a
nipples are on
performance
fire.
in a town of Springfield, but her performance was done nearly entirely in midair.
This
Fast forward to
pervert.
2017, and Lady
Loving
Gaga
her
was asked to go
fiery
and do the
nipples.
Super Bowl halftime show. And to start the entire thing off, she jumped off the roof of the entire stadium.
Yo,
It was
that's
staged,
scary as
obviously.
shit.
The fact that this happened at all and resembled parts of what she did in Springfield is very weird. Maybe she remembered the episode and decided to mirror it. Weirder things have happened when Lady Gaga is concerned. eBay trouble. When you have a comedy like The Simpsons that can poke fun of anything and everything, you'll find there are tiny jokes lodged at institutions and even other countries everywhere. And this was shown in full in season 23 during a scrolling marquee. Homer Simpson is invited to be a guest on the TV show Headbutt, and during the episode, the lower ticker has a gag that reads, "Europe puts Greece on eBay." It's a throwaway gag about the country's debt. However, in 2015, Greece defaulted on its debt, and the country is still having financial troubles today. To be clear, Greece was having financial troubles at the time of the episode back in 2012, but their prediction of the eBay sale was technically right because of the defaulting, and it's these little jokes and gags that prove why many people pay attention to The Simpsons, because they get a lot right. Nobel Peace Prize. Let's start off with a basic one, shall we? Lisa, Martin, Database, and Milhouse had a betting pool for the Nobel Prize in a 2010 episode, season 22, episode 1 to be exact. If you look to the right of the red circle, you'll notice Milhouse picked Bengt R. Holstrom to win the prize for economics. In 2016, Holstrom actually won that prize. That's one heck of a coincidence, and obviously when it comes to the Nobel Peace Prize, certain people are nominated year after year for their accomplishments. Sigmund Freud, for example, was nominated 13 times, though he never did win. Anyway, it's kind of funny to see that they were able to pick a winner from the future. Makes you wonder what other guesses involving people they've done. FIFA corruption scandal.
I am the executive vice president, what you Americans call soccer. I see that I myself am about to be arrested for corruption.
Oh.
Unlike the previous entry, this one was not only accurate, it was timely.
I forgot to tell y'all, I'm making a new sports channel. This is the video. I did a little fishing vlog, you know what I'm saying? A little quick sneak peek, you know what I'm saying? We were lit. You know what I'm saying? A little quick sneak peek. You definitely want to watch it. You dig? You definitely want to watch it. That's all I'm saying, man. You definitely want to watch it. But let's get back into this, man. Link will be in the description to that channel. Doesn't have any channel art yet, but that channel is gonna be lit all summer long. That's all I'm saying.
This particular prediction came in 2014 in season 25, episode 16. Lisa gives a speech about her father being a hero, which goes viral. Because of this, Homer is asked to referee games at the World Cup in Brazil. Homer refuses bribes to fix games, as corruption seems to be rampant at the World Cup. In 2015, it was revealed that certain bodies within FIFA were involved in bribery, fraud, and money laundering.
Oh,
I know
nah.
that this kind of thing may seem small time compared to all the other scandals that we've gone through.
About to
Trust
get
me
another
when I
one
say
of these
that
hoes.
this was a big deal at the
Dumb
time,
good.
and is still a big deal to this day. FIFA isn't just a soccer organization, it's one that encapsulates the world in a way that is even bigger than the NFL, NBA, MLB, and more.
Bro,
Numerous
as of
countries
right
and
now,
people-
there's 3 top soccer players that are most paid in the world right now. Because they're getting most paid. Because Mayweather was the most paid athlete, but he's no longer fighting. So it's like soccer. It makes the most money after that.
affected by the scandal, and it made the revelation of it all the more shocking, and the fallout of it all the more important. You almost have to think that the Simpsons writers knew something would happen with FIFA before making this episode, but obviously we can't prove that. But again, to do this episode and then next year have it be revealed as true, it's pretty insane. Higgs boson.
That's
One of the
a fact.
biggest and most important things about the Simpsons is that Homer is an idiot, and has been for most of the series, and yet Homer Simpson almost predicted the mass of elementary particles, the Higgs boson, more than a decade before it was discovered, according to a book on maths.
Look at this dude's mouth, bro. Why his mouth this color like that?
Aired in 1998, Homer becomes an inventor and is shown in front of a blackboard with a complicated equation. This may seem like basic
It's a
stuff,
donut
and you'd
on the
think
bottom.
The equation that was on the blackboard had a secret message or was written in a way that mathematicians could say, yeah, that's a real formula, or something like that, right? Except it was real. And in 2012, it was almost spot on for the actual formula that predicted the mass of the Higgs boson particle.
No
That
way,
equation
bro.
predicts the mass of the Higgs boson. Writer Simon Singh said, if you work it out, you can get the mass of a Higgs boson that's only a bit larger than the nanomass of a Higgs boson actually is.
Bro, the makers of The Simpsons are genius, bro. Nah, bro. They predicted a formula for a freaking particle years before it was even. I need to absorb their powers through the screen. I'm trying to be smart as shit too. I mean, why not?
It's kind of amazing, as Homer makes this prediction 14 years before it was discovered. That is one weird and freaky coincidence. It's been proven
14
multiple times
damn
that there are
years?
plenty of math geeks on the Simpsons writer staff, and so there's no doubt they put their heads together to make that equation. But to be able to basically predict the mass of a particle over a decade before accredited scientists figured it out, I think we should give them a Nobel Peace Prize, right?
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, this is a shout out to everyone who has had frustrations with autocorrect, smartphones in general, and just trying to get your device to understand what you're saying or thinking. School bullies Kearney and Dolph take a memo to beat up Martin on a Newton device in an episode of The Simpsons that aired in 1994.
Damn, I'm
The memo
hungry,
gets
bro.
quickly translated to eat up Martha, an early foreshadowing of autocorrect frustrations. The Simpsons was lampooning Apple's underwhelming Newton, the iPhone's ancient ancestor, that had just been released and included shoddy handwriting recognition, according to Fast Company. Neeton Gantra, former director of
Who the hell
engineering
is this
iOS
guy?
applications at Apple, told
Hairy
Fast
ass
Company that
chest.
this particular moment on The Simpsons served as inspiration to get the iPhone keyboard right. Smartwatch. An important thing that you need to remember is that The Simpsons premiered in December of 1989.
That's
so a lot
crazy,
of what
bro.
they were doing was based on both their present
1989.
and what the writers perceived the future would be like. For example, in
This looks like- looked like the
1995,
most lit
cell
show
phones
in
weren't really a thing
1989.
in the mass market yet. The idea of a phone being put into a watch was unheard of, except for in The Simpsons, that is. During season 6, a future timeline showed Lisa with a husband, and that husband had a smartwatch on, and that smartwatch had the ability to take orders from Hugh, Lisa's husband, and give orders to other people. Fast forward to 2014, and the first smartwatches were born and released to the public, and with each passing year, they got stronger in function and are able to do more, and the sky is literally the limit for them right now.
That's
Domino's
crazy,
even
bro.
made it to where you could go and use your smartwatch to order a pizza from them, which obviously the writers of The Simpsons couldn't
Wow.
have known about it back.
So it just makes being a fat ass even easier. Imagine like, yo, large pizza, 3 topping, pepperoni, bacon, some sausage on one half, pineapple on the other. And then I got Domino's at the door? Hey, this is a great era to live in. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
1995, but
This is
maybe
great.
they just felt that this was where everything was going, and thus decided to do their
And
own
back in the
spin-off.
day, they had to walk
Never forget, Star
and
Trek was
farm
the
rice.
literal birthplace of cell phones because of the communicators they had on the show. So who's to say they didn't look at The Simpsons during this episode and go, yeah, we can do that. The Rolling Stones. Here's actually another future prediction come true from the very same episode. During Lisa's wedding, we get to look at the room her and Hugh share, and on the wall of the room is a poster that reads, The Rolling Stones Steel Wheelchair Tour. Obviously, this is a dig at the age of the Rolling Stones back in 1995 and how they would likely still be performing in 2010 when the episode took place. And they were right. Not only were the Stones still going in 2010, they were still making waves. For example, a few
crazy.
years before the deadline that episode laid out, the Rolling Stones were
How he moving
headliners
his
at the
hips like
Super
that?
Bowl 35 back in 2006. And
Nah,
yeah,
he's
the
lit
Rolling
though.
Stones
I know
are
he
still
get-
going
I
at
know
it
he get
today.
OD
This goes
hoes.
to show that they can still get some satisfaction. And the Simpsons can get satisfaction that they were correct in yet another prediction. And it wouldn't be their last one in terms of musical talent, albeit from a much newer source and one who isn't quite as old as Mick Jagger. Las Vegas. Sometimes it's honestly rather scary how accurate the Simpsons get in their predictions,
that's crazy,
especially
bro.
when it comes to tragedies that actually occur. In 1993,
Bro, this
during the
dude's
5th
mouth.
season, they had an episode called Springfield, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love Legalized Gambling. Basically, Mr. Burns had legalized gambling in Springfield
Bro, what the
and
hell?
opened
This
up a
dude's
casino to
nose
prove
is-
how much money he could make. And in that
Looks
casino,
like a fishing
a couple
hook.
of performers, Gunter and Ernst, and it was oh so obvious that these two
This
were meant to
dude's
spoof the
mustache is
legendary
like two
Vegas duo,
sperms.
Siegfried and Roy. During the episode, one of the duo actually got attacked by one of their pet tigers. A hilarious bit for the show, no doubt, until it became real 10 years later. In 2003, Roy Horn was indeed attacked by one
nah.
of the tigers that they had performed with time and time again. The mauling was so bad that it ended their careers and Roy was severely hurt. There's a lot of controversy still surrounding what happened, but there's no
Damn,
denying
bruh.
that The Simpsons were uncannily accurate with how it would go down.
Yeah,
Why
it's
didn't it work
tough.
for him? Elections are something that every sitcom or animated series set in the real world tries to make fun of, and the big one is coming later. And The Simpsons were no different. In 2008, the show decided to do an episode that featured not just voting, but voting via an electronic machine. This was a big setup for the world following the 2000 presidential controversy in Florida, where votes were recounted because of incorrect marking. And so surely
Wow.
an electronic solution would work better, as there is no way a system like that
How the
can
hell
fail,
supposed to
right?
count it
Well, the
not
Simpsons
electronically?
team knew the flaws in that system. So during the 2008 election, they had Homer use one of these machines to go and vote for Barack Obama. Except that when he pushed the sensor for Obama, the vote tallied up for John McCain instead. And of course, hijinks ensued. Fast forward a mere 4 years later to the 2012 election, and a very similar
No
thing
way.
happened. One of the electronic voting machines wasn't calibrated properly, and due to this, it took a vote for Barack Obama and tallied it for his opponent, Mitt Romney, instead. Obviously, this
Bro,
was a
what?
big scandal, and it had
That's
to be
OD,
fixed.
bro.
And yet, when people looked back at the episode, it was uncannily accurate again. These are the predictions that weird people out.
Bro,
Because
America
when
is
they predict
corrupt,
something
no
like a
matter which
Nobel
way you
Peace
put it.
Prize winner or the creation of smartwatches, those are honestly lucky guesses. But to get something like this, yeah, that's something. Mutated
Yeah.
tomatoes. During the episode E.I.E.I. Annoyed Grunt, the Simpsons got themselves a farm and decided to go and grow tomatoes. But in the process of growing them, Homer actually used nuclear power to fuse tomatoes with tobacco. Because he did this, the tomatoes actually became highly addictive. And when they grew, they were giant in
Genius.
form. Surely nothing like this would happen in real life, right? Wrong. Because while the episode aired in 1999, around 2013, a field of tomatoes in Japan were found to have grown to an enormous size that didn't make any sense. It was found out that the tomatoes were actually a result of contamination from the nearby nuclear power plant. And thankfully they weren't addictive, but the fact still remains that this kind of deformed tomato still happened. There's also a lot of
the hell?
controversy
That's a
over
purple
genetically
tomato.
engineered tomatoes that have been grown by certain companies, which no doubt could go the Homer Simpson route if they wanted to. Game of Thrones. This one is too good not to mention. Game of Thrones for years was the best show on television. The adaptation of the works of George R.R. Martin had many fans gripped for years. And
I don't know the
frequently
Game of
tuning
Thrones,
into
so I'm not
HBO
gonna- I'm not
when the
gonna- I'm
new
just-
season
I'm just
dropped so that
listening.
they could watch the next episode. However, by the time season 6 and 7, they had run out of source material because Martin hadn't finished the book series. In fact, season 8 of the series is the most hated of the series, and the series finale is rated
Damn,
one of the most
season
hated
8?
series
How many
finales
damn
of all
seasons are
time.
there?
You see where this is going, right? Yeah, The Simpsons predicted the big twist in season 8. In
Bro,
2017, on a
what?
season 29 episode of The Simpsons titled The Surf's Son, which spoofed various aspects of Game of Thrones, including the Three-Eyed Raven and the Night King,
That's
Homer
crazy.
revives a dragon that proceeds to incinerate a village. Up until that point, the dragons of Daenerys had only burned certain things, not whole villages. But this was clearly different, and the positioning of the shot is not unlike the shot Cersei Lannister had when she watched the dragon Drogon burn down King's Landing. The NSA spying on us. One of the biggest controversies in the world right now is that of the government watching us from our sources, our phones, our computers, even our televisions at times. And all of these spying endeavors can often be traced back to the NSA. Well, in the 2007 big budget project, The Simpsons movie, Homer and the family have to go on the run after an incident at a nearby lake. But while they're fleeing by bus, the NSA actually hacks into the bus driver, who was a robot, just so you know, so that they could listen in on their conversation.
But that's real shit. That's exactly what, bro. They're probably listening to me through this freaking camera. I know they're definitely listening to me through the phone.
Edward Snowden revealed to the world that the NSA was indeed listening to people's conversations, and that drove the world nuts in many ways. President Trump. There are some out there who still can't believe that Donald Trump won the 2016 elections to become the president of the United States. But all the way back in 2000, The Simpsons thought it could happen, and they played it big. This was in the episode Bart to the Future, and featured another future timeline, in which Lisa was actually the president of the United States, and she said lines that indicated that the billionaire businessman was indeed the president before her. But was it just a joke meant to be funny? Not according to the writers. They actually did the episode as a kind of warning to America. That just seemed like the logical last step before hitting bottom, the writer said. It was pitched because it was consistent with the vision of America going insane. Matt Groening was asked about this, and he recalled why Trump was picked then, and why it's even more ironic now. Trump was, of course, the most absurd place.
This is the craziest Simpsons prediction right here, bro.
That's still true. It's beyond satire. Indeed, Trump's current reign as president has been one full of controversy and chaos, and that's to put things lightly. You almost have to wonder what would have happened if we had learned from The Simpsons all those years ago. And there you have it. 15 times The Simpsons predicted the future. Can you
Them fiery ass nipples, man. Yo. Damn, 17 minutes long? Shit. Yo, if you watch this part of the video, make sure you do like and subscribe, man. I'm gonna catch you in the next one, and Sammy gonna catch me in the next one. Peace.